Hey dudes, what's up? Welcome to the channel. I'm just some guy. If you're new here, welcome, welcome. If you're not new here, well, welcome back. So today, I was thinking about it earlier, when I was doing some work stuff, and somebody had talked about, I don't know, something about like regret that they had like growing up, and it made me kind of think about like what were some of my regrets, you know, growing up, because I mean we all have regrets, right? And I think one of the biggest regrets that I always had was I always wanted to just move. Like, just get up, like, sell everything, and just, like, start over somewhere else. Especially, like, after a couple of years of, like, living here in, like, this house. Because like I moved here with my ex-girlfriend at the time. This wasn't like my ideal house. It wasn't like where I really wanted to be. I'm super far away from pretty much everybody that I know. Well, not like super far, but like in a Midwest type of way where, if it's like an hour, it's not really a big deal, right? But like, like most of the people that I know or would go hang out with are like, an hour plus drive away. And I always thought that, especially in like the digital age, it's a lot easier to keep in touch with people, but like, I kind of wanted to just like up and leave. Just like go somewhere else. Like I've been in Ohio my entire life. Honestly, I've lived in this area for the most part, for my entire life, right? And so I always thought that it would just be cool to like. At one point, I wanted to just like get up and go like move to Seattle, like the Seattle area. I used to work like a company I worked with. I was like the Microsoft liaison, so I used to have to go out to like the Redmond area and stuff like that. And I really liked it. It was really really nice and really pretty out there. And I was always just like, if I wanted to move, I'd probably move here. But I mean, just in general, like I wanted to just go somewhere else. Not that like I would think it would be easy to make friends because I don't really have a good way to make friends here, but just being in a different place sometimes um, is good. It's like it's a fresh start. Like you don't know anybody in the area, you don't know anything about the area. It's new. You can find cool stuff there. Maybe who knows? Personally, I'd like to just pony up and just go move to like a little house in Japan. That's the long term goal. One of these days when I can, when I have enough money to retire, or I have like an online gig that I can do, from some cool house in Japan, and just I don't know, just live in the countryside of Japan as like the crazy, long haired foreign guy that it just does foreign guy stuff, I guess. But you know, it's like it feels like, well, especially now, because like I used to do like a lot of traveling for work. I used to do a lot of traveling for anime conventions. I used to do a lot of traveling for anime vending. I used to do a lot of traveling in general pre-COVID. And especially like after COVID and everything, I just feel like I don't know. I just have been I felt stuck. Like I've felt like I'm kind of isolated here in my house. And so like the more that I'm just here, the more I want to be somewhere else, right? When I traveled a lot, it'd be like, oh, like when I was doing anime conventions and vending, I was traveling pretty much like every other weekend to an anime con somewhere, whether I was doing security or whether I was doing vending, so it was like when I came back, this was my house. Now it just feels like this is where I'm stuck at, right? Um I've even considered just like maybe doing like, I don't know, just giving up everything and doing like maybe the van life, RV life type of deal. Maybe it's one of those like midlife crisis things, where I just want to go do stuff, but then at the same time, I also don't want to do stuff. And so it's kind of that weird like catch 22, right? Where it's like if I want to go do all that, I have to step out of my comfort zone, give up everything that I have and then figure out what I'm doing, right? But also at the same time, I don't want to do that because, well, I have a whole lot of stuff, And I've thought about just downsizing my stuff, going a little bit more minimalistic. It's real tough though because I'm a little bit of a hoarder. Especially when it comes to like anime merchandise, like game merchandise and stuff like that. But I mean, it is what it is. I really should just get another dumpster and just start yeeting more stuff out. Um, and honestly, like if I could find like a place where I could just go dump a whole bunch of stuff off and sell it real cheap, I would. But also at the same time, like I've had like other like anime vendors like offer to buy. So I've got like I don't know like 50 grand worth of anime merchandise in my basement that's up on like eBay and stuff like that, right? And like I'm not hurting for money, so whenever like I get an anime vendor that's like, "Oh, I'll give you like 20% what it's worth." I'm like, I'll let it rot in the basement before I let it go for 20% of what it's worth cuz like I don't know, it's just kind of like a slap in the face almost. It's like when people on eBay hit you with that, like, oh, here's my offer, and it's, you know, 20% of what you have it up for. And it's just like, nah, man. Actually, I had a weird story like the other day. Somebody messaged me about something that I had up on eBay, and they're like, hey, can I get pictures of it? I'm like, yeah, that's fine, whatever. So I run downstairs, take some pictures, and send it to them. And so the thing's up on eBay for like $100, right? They offered me like 96.60 or something like that. Whatever it was like $3.40. And I'm like, man, did you really need like $3.40 off? Like it wasn't like an offer that I wasn't gonna take, like, $3.40, like I really don't care, right? But I just thought it was so weird that somebody would be like, I know that this is for like 99.95, but I need to deduct $3.40 off of this because then it's a lot more lucrative for me. I was expecting the dude to come through at like, maybe like 10, 15%, but like dog, he hit me with that like $3 and or 3.4% discount. And I'm like, but I had to like let him sit there for like a day trying to figure out like what was going on because it wasn't obviously a bot or anything like that. Because I mean, homie asked me for pictures. Maybe AI asked me for pictures. I don't know. I was just really confused by it, and so which I've got to get that wrapped up and out today. Man, last night was super rough and I don't know what was going on, but man, I was like waking up like every 30 minutes. And then like around 5 this morning, Sif decided to destroy one of my blankets. Like I guess she got like the corner of it and realized that there was like stuffing inside of it, like fluffy stuff. And so whenever she has one of those, like a toy or something, she'll just pull all of it out. So like I woke up at one point, like around like 5 a.m., and I just saw like this mountain of white fluff at the end of my bed. So I was like super mad. And then she got stuck in her cage for the rest of the night. But then I just kept waking up. I don't know. It was a really weird night. Um, and so I didn't get up like real early. I mean I guess I kind of did. I was still got up at like about 8:30, 8:45. But I didn't sleep very well, so there was no intention of me going outside for a walk this morning. So maybe tomorrow morning, if I get like a good night's sleep, you'll get an early video of me, out and about. But yeah. Anyways, that's one of my regrets, man. I always wanted to just just bounce, man. Just leave it all behind. Just sell everything, pay off all of my. Because if I sold my house, I would be debt free. So like I could just sell my house and then just leave. The problem is I can't really just leave with 2 dogs. Like if it was just me, it would be a whole different story. I'd probably do that whole like digital nomad lifestyle thing, and just call in. I would probably keep my job now, because like it's not really anything other than meetings, and I would just travel and take my meetings from wherever in Japan, just do that. But can't really, you know. And I saddled myself with another dog, so I've got another 10 years, 10, 15 years of whatever that dog is. Although I'm trying to get her trained to be good in the car, so that if I did decide to just go like the RV van life, she would be okay. Odin, he wouldn't do it. But anyways, that's it for me today. I hope you guys have been doing good. I hope the start of your week's good. And I will catch you guys later. Take it easy, homies. Peace out.